Hey everyone, this is Tamil and I'm back with another network marketing video. This week, I want to make this one short and sweet, and it's all about how to handle network marketing objections. So I came across this website that really breaks it down really well. What I want to focus on in this video is how to handle different network marketing objections. So if you are one of those people that go out and you are trying to get people to purchase your products or to join your business, then this is definitely for you, because I'm sure you get a lot of objections. He goes through in this website and it gives the 10 steps to crush every objection. But before I get started, I want to kind of go through a few things that I think that are very important in doing so. Let's touch on some points right now. In this, we want to talk about the process of objection handling in network marketing, and there are 4 steps that I actually think are very, very good. One of the first steps that you want to do whenever you're faced with some sort of objection of, I don't have the time, I'm not a salesperson, let me talk with my spouse, the whole deal. You know what people come at you with. So you want to first clarify the objection. And part of clarifying it is basically you are acknowledging the objection, but what you don't want to do is let it in there. So you want to clarify it. So if the objection is, I don't have enough time, then you can go in and say, well, I know exactly how you feel because I didn't have a lot of time myself when I first started my network marketing business. So you want to clarify it and acknowledge that it is true in some cases, but you were able to overcome it. Now, the next step that you want to do is you want to ask a question. So part of asking questions is getting the other person engaged in the conversation, so you get them to talk a little bit more. And when you're asking questions, this is a time for you to actually listen. So if you ask someone a question of, what type of career do you have, or what do you do for a living? How many hours a day do you spend at your job? You may also ask, how do you like your job? Or how is it going for you on your job? Or do you see yourself in your job the next, 10 years? You can always have these questions together before you even meet people. So you should have an idea of some of the questions, generic questions that you can ask someone. So you want to focus on asking questions so you get the other person engaged, and so that you can also get an idea of who they are and what their goals are. The next thing that you want to do is you always ask to get started again. Now, you may have asked this question in the very beginning, are you ready to start now? Let's get started. You sound like you're a great candidate. And then they come with another objection. But after you have clarified and asked questions, there's nothing wrong with asking to get started again at the very end, because now this person may be more comfortable with you. They're able to see the bigger picture. It's okay to ask a couple times. You don't want to beg, but you can definitely ask again at the very end of your conversation. If you think that if you were able to make a point, or if you were able to get them to see the value in your company and your products. Okay, and the last one is to book a meeting from a meeting. And this is called BAM FAM. So what you're doing here is when you book a meeting with someone, chances are you're already at a meeting. You just want to see them a second time. So you want to follow up with people and book another meeting with them to see possibly if they're interested in your opportunity. Now, maybe things aren't a definite yes in the very beginning, and you want to clarify some more things, or maybe you feel the need to follow up with them again. But this is how you book a meeting from a meeting. And what you want to do is you want to get a date and a time that you can follow up with this person. So if you say, okay, well, it'll be great to follow back up with you. Let's book a meeting so that we can talk again. Let's make it this Friday at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, which one works best for you. And this is how you can book a meeting with someone. Even if you're at a meeting or a presentation, this is how you do it. So those are very simple steps of handling objections and the process that you can go through to handle it. Now, as I go back up here, I found this to be extremely interesting on the 10 steps to crush every objection. So now they have here first, one of their first steps is to confirm. And that is part of confirming that the objection is real. And I just talked about that. You don't want to make it seem like, no, that's not true. Everyone has time, everyone, can sell the product. No, these are real objections that people have every single day. And so part of confirming that it's real is you're making yourself relatable. So typically it says right here that people will take prospects at their first glance and their word as gold. So you want to be able to confirm that these things are real. Secondly, like I told you before, you want to be able to ask a question. And so when you're asking a question, whatever the objection is that they give you, once you confirm it, then you can tell that person that yes, it's true, and ask a question such as, so you're saying you don't have, time to work on this business. Is that correct? What you want them to do is you want them to answer loudly themselves. You want them to hear their answer. And part of this really just helps them to think twice about what they're doing. So this is one of the things that I covered. Now, another thing that I had covered is part of asking questions gives you a chance to listen. And that's what this area here is about, is when someone asks a question, this is your time to listen to them, listen to every single thing that they say, because this is how you gather information. And lastly, you always want to close the objection. Now, I said before, you can close the objection by asking if they're ready to get started again. That's a good way to do it. Or you can close the objection by, booking a meeting from a meeting. So meeting with them again, picking a certain date and time to follow back up with them. And maybe then that person will be ready to get started. So guys, I just wanted to go over really quickly, how to handle objections when you're dealing with people in network marketing. You're going to get them. A lot of people will tell you all of the reasons why they just do not have time to, do the business, especially if you're looking for prospects. So that is one of the things that you should really know how to do if you want to become a pro at this business. All right, so if you like this video, make sure that you check out my other video that I have right here, recruiting tips for network marketing. This is definitely one of my different videos because I'm usually creating a lot of content on how to build your business online. But that video right there has a lot of tips on how to build your business offline. So if you're someone that's not online all the time and you want to learn how to, build your business offline, then definitely check that video out. And lastly, make sure that you give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and also subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future episodes. All right guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.